So how did I go from an 18-year-old gaming addicted teenager to building online businesses, traveling the world, doing over $7 million online in sales? Well, that's what we're gonna do here in this video. My name is James Conti. I'm from Perth, Australia, and this channel is for people who wanna get started making money online. The real way, the honest way, the fun way. Now, chances are, if you're watching this video, unless you've been following me on Instagram for a while, you don't really know too much about my story. And I got started in 2018, it's 2024 by the time of recording this, so I've had enough of an interesting history to share with you so that you can actually take some lessons away from it. And in this video, I'm not gonna give you the glamorous, get your Lamborghini by Friday by starting a dropshipping business. I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna tell you that it's gonna be easy. No, because it's not. I'm not gonna give you the glamorous side. I'm just gonna tell you my story. And if that inspires you to go out there and do your thing as well, then I've done my job. So before I get into my journey and how I got to where I am today, just for some credentials, I'm 24 years old. I haven't had a real job in 6 years. I used to be a barista. I got into the online game, dropped out of university, quit that job, and I've done over $7 million in sales between myself and some very, very close partners that I've worked with. And I built some incredible businesses, worked with some incredible clients, and I've worked in so many different industries, in the e-commerce space, in the marketing space, in the consulting space, in the sales space. Online business is my life. And it didn't start that way. And that's exactly what we're gonna cover in this video. So this whole thing started not because I was some aspirational entrepreneur as a kid. I didn't really have any big dreams of being the Wolf of Wall Street or having a big hedge fund or building the best dropshipping business. That wasn't what I wanted. When I was young, all I really wanted to do was be creative. I'm somebody that has never really been great with numbers, never really been really good at remembering facts and figures. That's not who I am. I'm actually a very creative person. Growing up, I did dance, I did music, I wrote songs, I got into magic, I did Kung Fu, I got a black belt in martial arts. I did so many different things that were in the creative space, nothing in the business space, nothing in the number space. That wasn't my thing. And so there was no prior DNA somewhere in my brain waiting to be unlocked that said, I'm gonna be a business owner, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. It was never a thought for me. Instead, I was working as a barista on a gap year in 2018. Now, if you're not from Australia, we have these things called gap years. When you graduate high school, if you want to go to university, you can go straight to university, or for many people, they do something called a gap year. Now, a gap year essentially is a year off to work, travel, have fun with friends, play Call of Duty, whatever it is that you want to do. But that's what a gap year is. And so I was on a gap year and I was working as a barista, and look, I did love it. It was great. I had phenomenal colleagues. If you're watching this, shout out. But that group of people that I worked with, making coffees each and every day, was amazing. I loved that team. I loved working as a barista. It was great. Now, I was making about $300 a week at the time. Now, 18, not too bad, but even at that age, I started to realize that it's not a lot of money when you go through taxes and you go through just paying for the few things that you need. And that was before I had rent, responsibilities, mouths to feed, all that kind of stuff. It was just me as an 18-year-old. But even then I knew that if you don't have enough money coming in, then it's really, really hard to afford the things that you really want to enjoy in life. And at the time, that was going out with friends, having some drinks, buying some records. I'm a big vinyl record collector, doing the things that I wanted to do. And even that was something that was really unaffordable for me with zero responsibilities. So after realizing that, yeah, I might want a way to make some extra money, I stumbled across the whole make money online space. If you're watching this video, clearly you've already found the rabbit hole. But I started to go through the whole Googling how to make money online, going to YouTube, how to make money online. And look, I saw it all. Same stuff you've seen. Make money with drop shipping, make money with affiliate marketing, make money through a pyramid scheme, make money through all these different avenues. And look, some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are legit, some of them are scammy as hell. But you see them all and your brain starts to get aware of, oh, this is a real world and there's things out there that I can do. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't jump into all that stuff and start building successful businesses. I was working as a barista, and then I would spend about 6 hours a night playing Call of Duty on my Xbox at my parents' house. I was gaming and gaming and gaming, making some coffee, gaming and gaming and gaming some more. I would do 10 minutes of Googling how to make money online. Then I realized that's too hard. Then I go back to playing Call of Duty. So this was like a 6 to 8 month period where I basically wasted a hell of a lot of time just playing Call of Duty and making coffees. Eventually, it got to the point where I realized I need to get something going here. I had a trip coming up with some friends that I couldn't afford to go to yet, that I needed to make sure I had money set aside for the end of that year. And I also knew with uni coming up, I wasn't gonna be able to work as much. So getting that money coming in was really, really important. And so I got my ass off the couch, and what I did was I started learning skills. I just went all in. Sure, some of it looked a little scammy, some of it looked a little sketchy. I was new to it. I didn't know what was real or what was not. The only thing that I knew was I had to try. And so what I did was I started learning skills. I started going into the e-commerce space, into the copywriting space, into the sales space. And I was using all these different skills and trying all these different business models, and things started to click quite quickly. There's a funny thing where when you apply yourself to something for a few months consistently with the right guidance, things can change and things can happen very, very quickly. And that's what happened to me. And when I started to learn these skills and started to apply them, by the time that the new year had rolled around, I was making a few $1,000s a month online. I was working from my laptop. I was considering quitting my barista job, and I was going into uni. And that was a stark contrast to where I was before, 6 months prior or so, where all I did was make coffees and run back home to game. Now, as I started to go into uni, I started to do my first couple of units. I was doing marketing, I was doing a bit of commerce. It was good, but because I was so switched on in the marketing space and the online business space, I was learning so much and doing so much at the time, I couldn't help but feel that the majority of the things I was learning at university was outdated. They were teaching me outdated social media platforms. They were teaching me outdated principles that I know full well wouldn't work in today's day and age. And so I spent less and less time going to lectures, as much as I hate to admit it, and more time in the library working on my laptop. And it got to the point, by the time it was the end of April, early May, I was making around 25 grand a month from my computer, and I had to call it quits. I quit my job as a barista, as much as I loved everyone there, and I stopped going to uni altogether. And everything up until that point had been quite messy. It was learn as much as I can, try as much as I can, and sure, some things worked exceptionally well. Some things were complete rubbish. But the bottom line was, I was one of the few people who said, I'm just gonna give it a shot. And this was well before online business was cool. This was before Iman Gadzhi and Andrew Tate and all these big people that you see on social media all the time were as big as they are today. It wasn't as cool back then, but I was just crazy enough to give it a shot. And so after I dropped out of uni and after I went and quit my job, I went head first online harder than I had ever done before. I'm 19 years old, I'm making 25 grand a month online through a multitude of different income streams. Life couldn't be better, and I knew I wanted to push myself and see how far I could take it. And as a couple of years went by, I started a bunch of different businesses, worked with some incredible clients, built stores, did private one-on-one consulting, built some agencies. I did a hell of a lot of stuff, and I'll go more in depth into those in another video, but the bottom line was, I was having the time of my life. Now, keep in mind, it wasn't easy. There was a bunch of different headaches and problems that I was facing all the time. There was some extremely stressful moments, and it's never as glamorous as people want to paint it out to be. Long nights, underslept, headaches, stress. It's a lot. But on the flip side, I was very grateful because I was 19, 20 years old. I was being able to travel around the world with my friends. I was making more money that at the time I knew what to do with. I was able to afford all the nerdy things that I wanted to. I'm a big Batman fan. I'm a big music fan. I'm not into the flexing and all the cool cars and stuff like that. I like buying comic books. I like watching movies. I like going to the cinemas. I like buying cool action figures. That's just who I am. And I'm not afraid of saying that. But I was able to afford these cool things that I've always wanted. And for the first time in my life, I was genuinely having fun doing something that's considered work. And then COVID came around. And if you were online at the COVID period, like anyone who had a job, they were at home doing nothing, watching Netflix, and I'm sure that was great. If you worked online during COVID, it was the best time ever. Everyone's at home, everyone's shopping online. So if you put up any kind of store, you're making sale. It was just the time period. And so we were all cleaning up. And because everyone was at home, I had some friends and people that kind of knew me through social media who took notice of what it is that I was doing. And so they reached out and said, hey, can you teach me how to do this online stuff? And at first I was like, no, keep it to myself, but I had a lot of time, to be fair. And so I did some free consulting with them. I said, let's hop on a call. Let me show you some things that I'm doing. And they started making money. I was like, great, well, I'll charge a little bit more. They made money. And so over time, I was like, this is actually really cool. What's cool is I can do something and I can also teach it and show the things that I'm doing in real time and help people do the same. Because in my life, the biggest gift I've ever received has been a coach helping me get started on the online journey. So over time, as these people started coming in more DMs in my inbox, I started to charge more and more for my coaching. And what happened was it slowly built the backbone of what we call today Ecom Boss. Now, if you don't know what Ecom Boss is, it is my pride and joy at this point. Ecom Boss was something that was birthed out of people reaching out during COVID for some help. And over time, we got better and better and better at coaching people and sharing what it is that we do and how to get better and how to get into the online space and what to do and how to make money and how to solve all the problems that come along with it. And so Ecom Boss is the mentoring program that I've run for a few years. It's one-on-one coaching. We do in-person events. The results are obscene. And we teach an extremely unique model that you don't really see on YouTube online. It's something that we've really developed over the years inside of the program. Now, that program didn't pop up overnight. That was me working with clients one-on-one, day in, day out, slowly building a team, slowly refining the process to the point now where we do events all across the country. We have thousands of students who have been through the program, and it's changing lives unlike anything I've ever seen. And in my opinion, the best gift that I can ever give you as the viewer or my students inside of the program is the skills and the insight needed to get the gift that I was given. The ability to work online, the ability to travel the world, the ability to start an online business like this, as crazy as it may seem to other people. And that leads me to where I am today. I'm 24 years old, run multiple different companies. I've learned a ton of different skill sets. I've had an incredible life thus far, had a lot of fun, had a lot of stress, had a lot of headaches, had everything in between. And now I'm in a position where I'm able to jump on YouTube, share my story, share my lessons, work with my students, work on some side projects, some new businesses that I'm launching. I'm having the time of my life. But you know what? I don't care about the revenue. I don't care about the 7 million in sales myself and my close partners have done. I don't care about the flexi stuff, the travel. It's not about that. The thing that I love the most is the friends that I've made along the way, the incredible students that I've bonded with, the incredible places that I've seen, the people that I've helped, the things that we've managed to create from literally a laptop. Seeing all that come together is far more rewarding than any number in a bank account, any number on a Stripe dashboard. None of that matters. What matters most is you're having fun and you're having a good time with the people around you. And hey, that's just my story. I could go a hell of a lot deeper on it, but that's the overview. That's where I got to where I am today. And if you're watching this and you're wanting to start your online journey, but you've kind of been procrastinating or holding back, or you haven't been sure where to start, take this as a sign to do what I did. I had no experience. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I just decided I'm gonna jump into the deep end and give it a crack. And as a result, even though I seemed a little bit crazy to people around me at first, it changed my life. And if you're watching this and you're waiting for somebody just to tell you, get out there and do it, this is it. Go out there, get started. Doesn't matter if you're perfect, doesn't matter if you screw it up, just get started. And I promise you, it'll be worth every moment you put into it. Hey, that's it for me today with this video. I hope it was insightful. That's me, that's my story. And if you want to learn a bit more about how to make money online, learn more about the strategies that I use, what I teach my students, some of my student interviews, go through, check out my content, binge it. There's heaps of fun stuff on here. You're gonna love it, and there's so much more coming. I'll see you in the next one.